Good morning, everyone. Today is Monday, June 15th. My name is Arlisha Wilson. I'm the chair of your meeting today. We're going to get started with the reading of the preamble. Madam Secretary.
Good morning. My name is Liz Kukla. I'm the Secretary of the Board of Zoning Appeals, and I'm going to read the preamble for you this morning, this Monday, June 15th, 2026. In compliance with notification requirements of the city's open meeting law and section 101.021 of the codified ordinances of Cleveland, Ohio, 1976, notice of this meeting has been publicly posted. All boards and commissions under the purview of the city planning department its meetings according to Robert's Rules of Order. Actions during the meeting will be taken by voice vote. Abstentions from any vote due to a conflict of interest should be stated for the record prior to the taking of any vote. In order to ensure that everyone participating in the meeting have the opportunity to be heard, we ask that you use the raise hand feature before asking a question or making a comment. The raise hand feature can be found in the participants panel on the desktop and mobile version and activated by clicking the hand icon. Please wait for the chair or facilitator to recognize you and be sure to select unmute and announce yourself before you speak. When finished speaking, please lower your hand by clicking on the raise hand icon again and mute your microphone. We will also be utilizing the chat feature to communicate with participants. The chat feature can be activated by clicking the chat button located on the bottom of the screen. Please note that call-in users can unmute by using *6. All meeting activity is being recorded via the WebEx. Meetings are also being live streamed via YouTube for public view. We provided a link to the meeting for those who wish to speak on a particular case via web. All requests to speak on a particular matter have been considered. We have also received emails from those who provided written comment on a particular matter. Back to you, Madam Chair.
Thank you for that. Can we call the roll, please?
Ms. Holzer?
Present.
Roca?
Present.
Ms. Faith?
Present.
Mr. Madison?
Present.
And Ms. Wilson?
Present.
We have a full quorum, Madam Chair.
Perfect. All right. Before we get started with our meeting, I will review our procedures for conducting public meetings and substantial disruptions. So this is a meeting of the City of Cleveland's Board of Zoning Appeals. It is a lawful meeting. Under section 605.04 of the codified ordinances, no person with purpose to prevent or disrupt a lawful meeting shall do any act which obstructs or interferes with the due conduct of such meeting. Members of the public may provide public comment if required by law in accordance with our rules and sometimes at the discretion of the chair. Disruptions include but are not limited to speaking out of turn and or making loud utterances that interfere with the due conduct of this lawful meeting may constitute a misdemeanor in violation of section 605.04. If this meeting is substantially disrupted, I will call for a recess and the room will be cleared. Persons who violate the city ordinances and commit misdemeanors may be subject to prosecution. When this body is able to return from recess, then in compliance with the Ohio Open Meeting Act, if applicable, and section 101.021 of the codified ordinances, the meeting will again be open to the public. So with that being said, we will go ahead and get started for the morning. Do we have any postponements or withdrawals, Madam Secretary?
No, we do not.
Okay. I will go ahead and call the first case then. That is calendar number 26-052. Do we have someone present from Lucas Storage LLC?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I'll have you come forward to the table, and while you do that, I'll have Ms. Holzer read in this case.
Sure thing. Thank you, Madam Chair. Our first case is calendar number 26-052. This is at 16317 Chatfield Avenue. Lucas Storage LLC, the owner, to expand use of a warehouse to include a boutique gym in a residence, industry, and semi-industry district, parenthetically split zoning. The owner appeals for relief from the strict application of the Cleveland Codified Ordinances as stated in the agenda and the public record, of which there are 3. And with that, I will hand it to Ms. Rosa.
Thank you, Ms. Holzer. I'm swearing in all who are present for this case. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth? Excuse me. Please raise your hand, state I do, state your name and spell your name and give your address. Go ahead, ma'am.
I do. My name is Jean Malloy, JeanneMalloy. The address is, oh my gosh, 15317 Chatfield Avenue, Cleveland, Ohio, 44111.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Carlton. Carlton Moore. It's spelled CARLETONMORE exclamation point. My address is 31. Yes, it is. And my address is 3195 East 130th Street, Cleveland, Ohio, 44120. And I will be presenting the project with the two owners.
Okay, and do you swear?
Yes, I do.
Okay, thank you. And go ahead, sir.
Rich Malloy, RICHMALLOY, 15317 Chatfield Avenue, Cleveland, Ohio, 44111.
And do you swear?
I swear.
Thank you. Is there anyone on the call who wishes to speak in this matter? And anyone else in the room? I am not seeing anyone. Back to you, Madam Chair.
All right, thank you for that. And let's go to history of the property, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The property was originally zoned general industry in 1929. In 1969, it was changed to the residence industry and semi-industry district. There are no variances on file, and in our Records Administration Office, we found that in 1990, a permit was issued to erect a one-story Ohio Bell storage garage. In 1991, there were alterations made to a parking lot. Again in 1991, there was a 38 by 50 foot addition erected to operate as a maintenance office. Also later in 1991, there is a permit for a one-story addition for a vehicle service building. And then in 1992, there was a permit issued for a 96 by 250 square foot parking structure. Sorry, that was 1992, right? And 1994, a permit was issued for signage, and 2016, a permit was issued for roofing. 2023, a building permit was applied for mini storage units. That was denied by BBS. There was a building permit for a parking lot in 2025. That was April of 2025 for storage of trucks and warehousing. And in August of 2025, a permit was issued to establish a portion of the property as a meeting place. And that's all that I have that's relevant. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that, Madam Secretary. Can we have legal, please?
Madam Chair, members of the board, appellant is requesting a use variance and area variances from the minimum distance requirements of the zoning code. To obtain the use variance, appellant must prove that denying the request will result in an unnecessary hardship particular to the property, such that there will be no economically feasible use of the property without the variance, will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and that granting the variance will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code. To obtain the area variances, appellant must prove that denying the request will create a practical difficulty not generally shared by other land or buildings in the same district, will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and that granting the variances will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code.
All right, thank you for that. I will now turn to the project team. Who would like to speak first?
I will,
Okay,
Carlton.
state your name and go ahead and give your comments.
My name is Carlton Moore, and I'm here to present the project on behalf of the owners who are here representing it. The history of this, well, the recent history of this building is it was originally owned by AT&T. It's one of their facilities. The owner, there was a change of ownership, and now it's used as a storage facility. And our goal on this project is to be a multi-purpose facility. We recognize the fact that we're in a semi-industrial zoning district. And one of the proposed new uses to this building is to bring in a boutique exercise facility at this location. We are acknowledging the fact that that we are within 500 feet of the residential district that is directly across from Chatfield. But where our facility is located at for the boutique, it's located in mid portion of the building, of the first building on the right-hand side. And one of the great things about this although the owner is looking to repurpose this building into several different lease spaces. Currently, it's being used as a storage facility. We have a nice space that's being leased out for an exercise facility. We have adequate off-street parking, so by bringing in this exercise facility within the building, it will not encumber any parking spaces that are occupied by the residential district that's directly across the street on Chatfield. Like I said, we have adequate off-street parking, and I will turn this over to the owners right now where they can give you some background on what they're proposing at this location in terms of their exercise facility.
Okay, I'll just have you state your name and go ahead and give your
Okay.
comments.
All right, so my name is Jeannie Malloy. So the name of the studio is Pedal Plus Power, and was created to promote wellness and active lifestyles for residents of all ages and fitness levels. It provides a positive, welcoming environment, it encourages physical activity and social connection. There's a sense of community with things like a book club in addition to exercise classes. All the classes are scheduled and structured, so the traffic is predictable. Members arrive and leave in an orderly manner. There's no outdoor activity or anything. We're supporting the local economy. We've teamed up with some of the other like coffee shops and things like that. So a lot of the residents, like they've come in, they've actually walked to the studio to take classes. We've had some of the coffee shops from locally and one of the other vendors come in with like their juices and things like that. But we operate professionally and I have liability insurance waivers, safety protocols. We have a clean, supervised environment for exercise. The whole goal is to promote health and wellness and social connection and give residents a convenient option for fitness close to home and also foster that sense of community in the area.
Okay, so it sounds to me that it's a gym that only offers classes, so it's not like come
It's
in,
only,
work
no,
out.
no, no, it's
Okay.
only classes.
Okay,
Mhm.
and what are the hours of operation?
So typically it's early morning and late afternoon, like the early morning starts 5 a.m. to say 10 a.m. and then from like 4 to 7. And that's it.
Okay, and talk to us about your staffing and things of that nature.
Okay, so I have 10 instructors. We welcome both men and women. I will say it leans heavily towards a female clientele, all age levels. All the fitness instructors are certified. So we offer cycling classes, strength training classes with like weights and TRX and dumbbells and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. All right, thank you for that. Do you wish to add anything?
No, I don't. She covered all the important details.
Okay, very good.
And just one other thing, as we're trying to change the use of this building from what it previously was, while the owners of the building is looking to lease these spaces out so that we have a mixed-use building, bringing this exercise facility right within walking distance of a residential district, we feel as if it's a great attribute for any of the residents who are located across the street from us. We pose no noise or violation. There's no excessive music or loud noise that will disturb the presence of the residential district, but we're bringing in an attribute to this street and this immediate community for bringing in an exercise facility that is within walking distance of their home.
Okay, and question to one of the appellants, if this variance is not granted today, what kind of a hardship would you face?
A big one.
Okay.
It took out a lot of money to do this project.
And also, it would be a hardship to the surrounding community by bringing in an exercise facility that's geared towards adults and seniors. It's an attribute to this community. It's not something that would be detrimental to a residential district that's directly across the street. It's an asset.
And she does seem to get more and more clients from the
New people
local
every
area.
day.
Wait, one person at a
Sorry.
time, because our court reporter will get a little confused if we have multiple people.
She gets a lot more, people from the local area just, dropping by, checking it out, seeing what's going on. So it's definitely an asset for, its location where it's at.
Okay.
And I'm an educator. I've been a high school teacher for 28 years. Hopefully I only have 4 to go. But this is just a passion. It's a place where people want to be, they want to do this, whereas I can't say the high school classroom is the same way. So it really is my passion. I've dreamed of this. I worked at another studio for many years, and decided to take a chance and give it a go. Leap of faith.
Okay, so it sounds like it's already operating at this time?
Mm.
Okay. All right, any comments from the city?
Good morning. My name is Xavier Bay. I'm standing in for our zoning administrator this morning. We do have a comment from the neighborhood planner, Nate Lowell. He commented that city planning is not opposed to the establishment of this specific use in this split zoning occurrence. Nate then mentions the property is split zoned. There are more intensive uses existing in the rear of the property, and this use as the gym could be more of an asset in the front of the property as they're proposing. As an asset to the neighborhood, more than those industrial uses that currently exist in the rear. To summarize, city planning does not oppose the variance.
Okay, thank you for that, Mr. Bay. Any questions from the board?
Yes, Madam Chair. I heard the hours of operation as 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. Are you 7 days a week?
Yes.
7 days a week.
On the weekends, it's only in the mornings. And it's not open all day. It's only open during the classes.
Okay. Thank you. That's all I have.
All right, any other questions from the board?
One other
I'm
thing.
sorry. Uh-huh.
Tell them about the class and who enrolls into your program.
So we have people of all fitness levels. I mean, there's some 70-year-old men who come and with the young girls. We get high school kids. Sometimes we'll do, which I've done in the past, like training with some of the teams to get the girls in to do a workout and weights and things like that. So we have all different levels. Like I mentioned, one of my clients said she wanted to start a book club. So we do a book club and meet at the space like once a month. It's such a sense of community. It's so positive. People really enjoy the vibe that we have going on there.
All right, any other questions from the board?
Madam Chair, I'm wondering if we have any correspondence or anything from the council person?
No, we don't have any correspondence, Ms. Faith.
Okay, great.
Any other questions from the board? All right, hearing none, I'll entertain a motion, please.
Madam Chair, based on the testimony we've heard today, I move that we approve calendar number 26-052.
All right, thank you for that, Ms. Roca. We have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Ms. Faith. Can we call the vote?
Ms. Holzer,
Yes.
Mr. Madison,
Yes.
Ms. Roca,
Yes.
Ms. Faith,
Yes.
Ms. Wilson.
Yes.
Count number 26-052 is granted. This will be ratified when we meet again next Monday. We will send you a letter, but you can contact us next Wednesday for further instruction.
Okay,
All right.
thank you very much. I'm so nervous. I get up in front of a classroom every day. I'm like, oh, what do I do?
Well, good luck with your project.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone.
Absolutely.
Appreciate your time.
All right, I'm gonna call the next case. This is calendar number 26-053. Do we have David Stanicki? Did I say that properly? All right, perfect. I'll have you come forward, and then while you do that, Ms. Holzer will read in the case.
Our next case is calendar number 26-053. This is at 1210 Irving Avenue. David Stanicki, owner, proposes to erect a second-story addition and new roof on an existing single-family residence in an A1 one-family residential district. The owner appeals for relief from the strict application of the Cleveland Codified Ordinances as stated in the agenda and the public record, of which there is one. And with that, I will hand it to Ms. Roca for the oath.
Thank you, Ms. Holzer. I'm swearing in all who are present for this case. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth? Please raise your hand, state I do, state your name, spell your name, and give your address. Go ahead. Whichever one that wants to go first.
I do. Tara Tulis. It's TARATOOLIS.
I do. David Stanicki. DAVIDSTANICKI. 1210 Irving Avenue.
And then, ma'am, what was your address? You can, whichever you want to put on the public record.
I'm just gonna use I work for Forest City, so 2868 Westway Drive, Brunswick, Ohio, 44212.
Okay. And is there anyone else in the room? Anyone on the call?
I think we have one person.
Oh, we do have some. Oh, do you want to speak?
If you're gonna speak into testimony, you should swear. If you're not gonna say anything, you don't really need to swear.
Well, I'll swear just in case if I have to.
Okay. Do you want to come over here by that mic, please?
And feel free to bring the chair with you if you'd
Yeah,
like.
you can.
Couldn't get out of it, Steve.
I know,
You
right?
want to raise your hand, state I do, state your name, spell your name, and give your address, please.
Stefan Mandrea, Forest City Builders, address 2868 Westway Drive, Brunswick, Ohio, 44212.
Can you spell your first and last name?
Stefan, STEFAN, Mandrea, MENDREA.
MENDREA.
Correct.
Okay, got it. All right, last call. Seeing none, back to you, Madam Chair.
All right, thank you for that. Can we have history of the property?
Thank you, Madam Chair. There's been no change in the zoning since 1929. In our Records Administration Office, we didn't find any records. There are no variances on file. And then in the more recent history, we see that in 2021, some waterproofing type permit was issued to the property. And then in also in 2021, a storm sewer update was made to the property. And it's really all that I have. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Can we have legal, please?
Madam Chair, members of the board, appellant is requesting an area variance from the minimum interior side yard requirements of the zoning code. To obtain the area variance, appellant must prove that denying the request will create a practical difficulty not generally shared by other land or buildings in the same district, will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and that granting the variance will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code.
All right, thank you. I'll now turn to the project team. Who would like to speak first? Just state your name and go right ahead with your comments.
Sure.
David Stanicki. We're here today to request the interior side yard variance to construct the second story addition and a new roof on my existing single family home. The practical difficulty driving this request is that the footprint of my home is already long established. We're proposing a side yard setback of 5.66 feet on one side and 9.91 feet on the other. Because we're building straight up over the existing walls, we cannot meet the 10-foot side yard requirement without drastically altering or structurally compromising the home's original foundation. The project does not alter the essential character of the neighborhood. The existing footprint remains exactly the same, and the updated roof line will blend seamlessly with the character of the street. As you can see, the site plans are here to share, and we as a team are happy to work and walk you through them. As you can see, we are proposing the second story addition on the existing foundation. There's no modifications. We won't be coming out or encroaching on my neighbors. We've also provided letters from both neighbors on either side, providing their support. I also have some additional letters that I received this weekend from additional neighbors that supported the project, and I've also had many neighbors come to me voicing their support and their excitement for building on to the neighborhood. On a personal level, we've lived in this home for 20 years. We've built a family, and just the existing, footprint, our family outgrew it. Single bathroom, we wanted to expand, and after searching for, moving or doing other things, We really felt that we love the neighborhood that we stayed in. We love Old Brooklyn. We're excited to see how it's building up, and we didn't want to move into another part of the city or even outside of the city. So many months of researching the proper methods, and we met up with this team, Stephen and Tara here, and came up with a plan that we felt would give us the space we need and allow us to continue living here.
Okay, all right, thank you for that. Who wants to speak next? State your name and give your comments.
Steve,
wanna
you
add to
wanna
it?
go ahead?
So basically, we started the addition. Unfortunately, there was a little bit of miscommunication between the zoning department. We did have another project that was in the landmark commission. So we unfortunately started, which we apologize to the board for starting before the approval. We weren't aware, once we started the process, that there was this process of going before the board. So that's why you currently see the second story up there right now. Once we found out from the building department that we needed to go before the board, we ended up stopping and filing the proper paperwork to get to this point.
Okay. Anything to add?
I mean, I put this packet together. It displays, you know, the variances that we're requesting. Like David said, we are just building up. We're not going out. And we do have letters from both side neighbors that they both approve of this
Okay.
renovation. So we're just, you know, here to request this variance so that we can continue the project.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Any comments from city planning?
Good morning. This is Xavier Bay, standing in for the zoning administrator this morning. No comments from city planning. Thank you.
All right. Any correspondence, Madam Secretary?
No, Madam Chair, we do not have any. You have the letters that were scanned in as part of your packet.
Mhm.
So those were mentioned by the appellant, and
Mhm.
that's all that we have as far as correspondence. Thank you.
Okay, any questions from the board? All right, here are no questions. I will entertain a motion, please.
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Don't
Madam
all go
Chair,
at once.
Madam Chair, given the testimony we've heard today, I move approval of calendar number 26-053.
All right, thank you, Ms. Roca. We have a motion. Is there a second? I'm sorry, Ms. Faith. I
Ms.
called you
Roca will
Ms.
second.
Roca. There we go. See, I felt that it was coming. So I was just getting ahead of myself.
We're just
Right.
aiming today, Ms. Roca.
All right, can we call the vote, please?
Ms. Holzer,
Yes.
Mr. Madison,
Yes.
Ms. Roca,
Yes.
Ms. Faith,
Yes.
Ms. Wilson.
Yes.
Calendar number 26-053 is granted. This will be ratified next Monday. We will send you a letter, but you can also contact us next Wednesday for further instruction.
And we do appreciate all the preparation in your materials. So Thank
Absolutely.
you for that.
Thank you.
Everything.
Appreciate it.
We loved it.
So I think now we have to go back to building and housing and get a final approval from them too, correct?
Good
Ask
question.
them about it.
Anyone from the city can
Yes, you
address that?
cannot go to building and housing until you received your resolution, which will not be issued until after they ratify it next Monday.
Okay, all right, great, thank you.
All
I
right.
just want to make sure we're following the protocol.
Absolutely. Good luck with your project.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna call next calendar number 26-054. Is there someone present from Emmanuel Ventures Limited? All right, I'll have you come forward, and while you do that, Ms. Hoser will read in your case.
Our next case is calendar number 26-054. This is at 16201 Saranac Road. Emmanuel Ventures Limited, owner, proposes to establish use as an auto repair in an existing structure located in a general industry and semi-industry district, I see. In a general industry and a semi-industry district, hypothetically split zoned. The owner appeals for relief from the strict application of the Cleveland Codified Ordinances as stated in the agenda and the public record, of which there are 3. And with that, I will hand it to Ms. Roca for the oath.
Thank you, Ms. Holzer. I'm swearing in all who are present for this case. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth? Please raise your hand, state your name, spell your name, and give your address. Go ahead, ma'am.
I do. Sally Levine, SALLYLEVINE, 3716 Toland Road, Shaker Heights, 44122.
What was the name of the road?
Toland, TOLLAND.
Got it, thank you.
Okay.
Madam Chair, the court reporter, I think, is having a little trouble hearing Ms. Levine.
Oh, yes, you'll have to speak up.
Speak up
for
a lot
court reporter.
louder. Repeat your name and your address, please.
Sally Levine, is that better?
A little bit.
It's still not as loud. Well,
She
the
can't-
microphone goes online. The fact
Oh,
that
yeah.
we're in the room,
Oh, you-
you've got to get your voice over to
Oh,
her.
okay.
You just press the red,
button.
it'll go back green.
Oh,
There you
cool.
go.
All right, sorry. Sally Levine, 3716 Toland, TOLLAND Road, Shaker Heights, 44122.
Thank you.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
My name is Adekunle Adeweso, DEKUNLE,
EKLKU.
KUNLE,
Okay.
Adeweso, ADEWSO,
So fast.
ADEWSO.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
And your address?
6950 Mayfield Road, Cape Mesa, Ohio.
Okay. And did I,
44040.
and did I hear an I do in there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. And anybody, go ahead.
I do. Ariel Washington, ARIEL Washington, 601 Lakeside, room 501, Cleveland, Ohio, 44144.
Okay. Anyone else in the room? Anyone else on the call? Hearing none, back to you, Madam Chair.
All right, thank you. Can we have history of the property, please?
Thank you, Madam Chair. There's been no change in the zoning since 1929. We were only able to find in the Records Administration Office that in 1937, a one-story shed was erected on the property. There are no variances on file. And then in the more recent history in our Acela system, we see that in 2023, a certificate of disclosure was issued stating that the authorized use of the property is as warehouse and office. And I believe that's all that I have that's relevant. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Can we have legal, please?
Madam Chair, members of the board, appellant is requesting area variances from the minimum distance and landscaping strip requirements of the zoning code. To obtain the area variances, appellant must prove that denying the request will create a practical difficulty not generally shared by other land or buildings in the same district, will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and that granting the variances will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code. There's a note that if this variance is considered, section 343.14 requires these conditions be met. Number one, no service bay or garage door is to be oriented towards a residence district. Number two, no motor vehicle repairs shall be performed before 7:00 a.m. or after 9:00 p.m. And number three, a motor vehicle service garage or service station shall include no more than 4 service bays.
Okay. Thank you. We'll go now to the project team.
I'd like to make I have been in touch with people here to slightly redefine things, but when I received a phone call from Xavier in your department sort of late on Friday, he said that the way this is listed as auto repair would still be the same. The major business is providing transportation for schools. And the maintenance, and so there are a lot of school buses, and the maintenance is specifically for the school buses. So it's not like you or I could drive in and say we needed our auto repaired. But it is still a form of vehicle repair. And so in my earlier conversations, and then when Xavier called on Friday to confirm things, he said that designation would have been the same no matter what. So I just wanted to make that clarification. If we skip number 1 for now, and we will come back to that because that's the issue at hand, we have, if you show the floor plan or the proposed site plan, there's an updated something with these are not the most recent drawings that I have sent you. I have sent more recent drawings than this. I do not know why you have these drawings, which I can provide because I have them on my computer right now. But the drawings that I submitted, and even here, the service bays are on the back. No work will be done before 7 or after 9. And we reduced the number of service bays from 5 to 4. And that was on the drawings that we resubmitted. We also show a 6-foot wide landscape strip between the parking lot and the street along Saranac. That's also shown on the drawings that we submitted. And so numbers 2 and 3, we are in complete agreement and compliance. We don't have any issues with that. Our the thing that we can't do is we can't change that 100 feet distance from the residential district. And may I request right now to get my computer, because I thought I would see different drawings up here and I have some dimensions that I would like to be able to relate. Okay, thank you.
While you do that, I will turn to you. Do you want to give your comments?
Yes, ma'am. Like she earlier mentioned, that the primary purpose of the business is not an auto repair shop. I started the school transportation business 16 years ago. I have a branch in Akron, and the main office is here in Cleveland. Even I've been to the Ohio State, whereby I was bonded for when I applied for the government contract, when I was given like a $1 million worth of bond. I sat with the state board committee, like 15 or how many panels or this kind of a thing. So that has been over the years, more than 10 years ago. So the business is growing, but one of the main problems I have been moving from offices to offices, parking lot to parking lot. Sometimes I get involved with the landlord. They told me because of the number of my vehicle, they cannot accommodate it, have to increase. So the overhead cost is growing. The mechanic cost is nothing to deal with, because if I go to this mechanic, I use more than 3-4 mechanics. So my plan is to have a kind of in-house mechanic, whereby I'm employing a mechanic that will be servicing my vehicle. Number one. Number two, beside me, there is a neighbor that handles school bus, very adjacent to me. They are even dealing with school buses, with diesel. They have more fleet than I do. They call them community bus. So we are just side by side, like I said, and I'm opposite a school. My distance from from my property to the residential something is far. Anybody that has been on the property is towards the left side. So I'm close. And then number three, I'm backing the train track, because this is a kind of a light industrial zone. Previously, the previous owner, the way they are using the property, if somebody has seen the property before, compared to the state where it is now, it's nothing to compare to, because I know how much dump truck, garbage truck, 40 yard, I took more than 20 to clear the property. When I bought the property 3-4 years ago, and I've been paying tax on the property, even without using it. because I couldn't use it for any purpose. I have to go and rent offices, like this kind of a place when I want to train my drivers. We are on summer break now. When you want to train the driver, they want to come and do the drug test, the physical, for people to come from outside to run the background. I have to go and rent a place in library. When I get to library, they tell me you cannot talk loud, you cannot do this, you cannot do that. So my business has not been able to grow. I want to make it a kind of, to be able to compete outside there with other big companies. And then, to the glory of God, I've worked with RT, I'm working with Summit County. The business is growing. So this place, if it is approved, will enable us to grow more, to be able to tell the drivers. The drivers, they take the vehicle home. When you are paying for the insurance wants to know where you are parking your vehicle. But when you don't have a place whereby the driver comes in the morning to come and pick up the vehicle, if they take the vehicles home, we are now on summer break. If I give a vehicle to a driver, I don't know where the driver is. Even you put a tracking on the vehicle, they will take it off. Sometimes I get a bill from New York, that my vehicle is in New York. The driver is taking the vehicle to New York because I don't have where my home where I can park the vehicle over the time where they can park in the morning, come back in the afternoon, come and pick the vehicle. So the overhead cost that I'm losing, it's nothing to compare with. And the money I'm paying for mechanic, a vehicle broke down on the way, I have to get a tow truck, go and tow it, bring it to the mechanic place. In winter, it is nothing to talk about. So what if I have my own place, I'll be able to train my workers, I'll be able to sit down to be in the house, I have somebody on the phone for the dispatch, all that kind of a thing. There's a little I can do from my house. If you see the office in my house, every place is full of documents, paper, old computers, because I've been moving from Severance, where there is a medical building in Severance. I've been in Cleveland Heights, I've been on Lee Road, I've been on Miles, but it's not like having your own thing. So that is it. I will employ this committee that they will approve it, and then so they're able to do what I like most. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. You wanted to circle back?
Yes, actually, and fortunately, the drawing that I was looking for is now on the screen. So I am very happy to see that. So you can see that we have addressed the bays were always in the back. We now have 4 bays, not 5 bays. We have the strip with the plantings and all of that. And sort of given the size of everything, we have a cut mark here because the building itself for the school is 1,030 feet from the property line across Saranac. So the building itself is very far away. The existing building, which is a school building, is very far away from our existing building, the building in question. And then it's just all parking between the school building and Saranac Road. So sort of in spirit, we certainly meet that 100-foot setback. It's just in terms of the location of the change of zoning, we do not. On the other side, which is also residential, so on the west side, because north is up, there are no buildings on the other side. That is not parking for the vehicles, but parking for the people working in the building, staff, and perhaps people coming to apply for a job or something. The smaller building is the offices, the larger is the maintenance area. The parking that you see is for that purpose, and then the area behind is for the school buses. So again, we don't have a building with a setback, but we have two adjacent zones where where we're doing the best we can, and we have certainly abided by the landscape strip and adding trees to create a buffer between the two spaces, or actually it ends up being there are 4 different zones being played around with here. It's all a little confusing, but we have done our best to try to articulate the differences and to meet the ordinance in all ways that we can, without obviously, getting rid of the building or something, which we clearly don't want to do.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Washington, you want to give your comments?
Yes, I am attending today to show support for the variance. However, I would like to state with the landscaping that's put in, most times we see things not actually completed. With the landscaping put in, and to make sure that these vehicles are behind the gate, like within his area, as he stated, the prior owner, and just the area itself, with the other buses and auto people have that out towards the street. I would believe that the councilman would support that, this is additional business in the community, but to also beautify the area as well. There are multiple improvements coming to this area. You're close to the Waterloo area, so I am in support.
All right, thank you for that, Ms. Washington. Are there any, go right ahead.
There's one technical issue that I'm seeing with the updated site plan. It looks like the landscaping is provided on the tree line in the public right of way. Is that correct? Is there a sidewalk there?
There's a sidewalk behind it, so that's the tree lawn.
Yeah, the landscaping is required to be on your property.
Okay, well, we can make that revision. This
So
is the
it
first
looks-
time I'm hearing that, so.
It looks like you may not need, you may not have the 6 feet, or would you have 6 feet?
We would not have, well, I don't know.
Excuse me. Through the chair, this is Xavier Bay standing in for our zoning administrator. As I zoom in here to the plan, you can see that there is a dimension here that states 6 feet between this dotted line, which I believe is the property line, and the proposed parking area. I will mention, it doesn't look like there is any landscaping proposed in that 6 feet, but there is 6 feet that the applicant could work with, referencing the plan on the screen.
We can just shift that. I'm looking at that too, because I couldn't remember what I had.
And if I may jump back in as well, within that 6 feet, since that's your property, there are ways to achieve that. And I know you're aware, it could be something such as planter boxes, and you put some shrubs, in there. It doesn't have to plant flowers, but
Yes, but that's also in the code. And so in terms of what needs to be, and I have it,
So based on what we're discussing today and the need to move the landscaping, do you believe that you will need the variance number 3, or do you believe that you'll? be
oh
able
no,
to-
we've never wanted to have variance number 3. We always wanted to take care of that ourselves.
Okay, so you're stating you will be in compliance? with
Yes,
that
yes,
6-foot
yes.
variance.
That was the intention. I apologize for anything.
Okay,
And Madam
any
Chair-
questions from the board?
Madam Chair, just one more thing.
Uh-huh.
The landscaping proposed in front of the building is not required by code, but just in front of the parking lot. It's really.
Just in front of the parking,
Right.
better still. Okay, and that's, I have it listed plant, per 352.9-10 in the note that you can't see because now it's right off of the screen. But we did make reference to the code.
Okay.
So we will take care of that. Thank you.
All right, any questions from the board?
Yes, Madam Chair, I have a few questions. Are these full-size school buses and smaller buses?
No, these are minivans. We are not school buses. Like I said, we are minivans. Toyota Sienna, Honda Odyssey, Dodge Grand Caravan, and then we have like all this kind of like 30 passenger buses when the school they are going for their field trips, when they are doing sport events. This kind of that is really, and then those are even few compared to the number of the minivans we have. We just have like 4 or 5 of those kind of 30 passenger buses. Yeah, because anything that is still classified as buses. But maybe in the future we'll be into school buses. I don't know. But my neighbor is a school buses, and they've been in the business before we even came to this country, all this kind of a thing, like I said. So yeah, minivans. Yeah.
And when you're not repairing those minivans, where are they going to be stored?
The place is like almost an acre. We have enough parking space towards the back. Yeah, I hope everybody knows that the building is just in the front, but the main parking lot, the whole the place can take up to like 70 school buses if you want to arrange it. Like I said, man.
You have more than enough space to keep all the.
Yeah, the land is
Not on the street.
not on the street at all, man. Yeah. The place is fenced around. If you look at the landmark based on that shaded area, we are just the fence at the train track at the back. So we are just sitting. We are the next person. This is just my office. Then the back place is the train track.
Okay, that's all I have, Madam Chair.
Yeah.
All right, Madam Secretary.
Madam Chair, on that note, I do have a letter, well, it was a call in from an elderly neighbor who wrote that she is opposed to the variance because the business parks their cars all up and down the street and in front of Ginn Academy, causing problems. So, and that the person's name was Barbara Liddick, and she lives at 16011 Saranac Road.
All right, any questions from the board?
Madam Chair, to Mrs. Kukla, will the appellant need to submit new drawings reflecting the
Yeah.
change in the landscaping strip? And is I'm looking at a historical photo from April of 2026, so not that old. And there is a car parked over the sidewalk. So I'm concerned about the landscaping strip, particularly along the fenced parking lot area.
Okay, in the room, I'm hearing there is a yes to the updated drawings.
All right.
And then I will allow you the opportunity to respond to the second comment.
I don't understand your question about, we have the space to put the landscaping, and I will update these drawings as soon as I return to my office and send them in. So what is your question about that landscaping?
My question is, I just want to make sure that you're including the landscaping strip along the frontage of the fenced parking lot.
Absolutely. That's exactly what I'm going to do.
Okay, and make sure that the parking is contained within the parking lot so that people are not parking on the tree lawn or across the sidewalk, as I'm seeing in this particular picture.
Right. And that's all prior to this project.
Yes.
This is the previous owner. So we appreciate all of those concerns, and it is our intent not to do those things.
Great. Just want to sure.
All right, any other questions from the, sorry, Ms. Faith, did you have another question?
Just wanted them, if they could, to confirm what their exact hours of operation are going to be since they're across from a school.
Yeah, we are not a kind of most of our job is a part-time rain. Pick the vehicle, go and pick up the student. We need 2-3 hours, they are back. Come back in the afternoon. Between 2, 3, 4. When they finish in the afternoon, we are done. So it's not that maybe it's only the mechanic that's going to be there that are servicing our car, like our neighbors, like that is what everybody does. Yeah. Time in the morning, 2-3 hours in the morning, pick up the vehicle around 6. By 9-10, we are back in the afternoon, do the same thing. We are done for the day, except the mechanic in-house if they have to service the vehicle that we have for our in-house vehicles, not for an outside. And then number 2, the picture, I don't want to, excuse me, can you go back to the picture now? The one that was before this one. No, the one that, this picture, that is not that is the school. Those people that are parking there, those are mechanics that are facing the school opposite directly. And they are in the residential building there. That is not part of my property. I'm across the street from these people. So that has nothing to do with my property. Because those people, they are the ones that are junking cars, repairing vehicles, they line up their vehicle. The school is on the left side. If you can see the picture of the school. This picture below that one, that is the neighbor of the person that is very close to me. That small white house. And that is my fence up to his own place. So I don't park any vehicle on the side of the street. Except there was a vehicle that was told that the engine got knocked up that was in front of that building, in front of my fence before. Only vehicle parked there is that maybe the driver is coming, they put it outside, they are doing something inside. So that none of those vehicles, those people, they are mechanics. I am not the one. They are the ones cutting cars, like a little junk place. They are cutting cars, any junk car they are doing over there. They are directly opposite the school. They are in the residential area. I'm back in the train track, which is the light industrial area. And my neighbor to the left is another school bus company.
Okay.
So I just want to clarify that that's not part of my property. I'm not the one parking cars out there.
Okay, thank you for that. I will give one last call to the board for questions. All right, here, no questions. I'll entertain a motion, please.
Madam Chair, given the testimony we've heard today, the compliance with the landscape strip, the willingness to submit new drawings, and the hours are going to be within 7 a.m. and not after 9 p.m. And the garage doors are at the rear. I move approval of calendar number 26-054.
All right, thank you, Ms. Faith. Do we have a second?
Board Member Roca, I second.
Thank you, Ms. Roca. Can we call the vote, please?
Ms. Holzer,
Yes.
Mr. Madison,
Yes.
Ms. Roca,
Yes.
Ms. Faith,
Yes.
Ms. Wilson.
Yes.
Calendar number 26-054 is granted conditionally pending that revised site plan. Once we receive that revised site plan, we'll ratify it the following Monday. So if you get it to us this week, we'll ratify it on Monday. This afternoon. Once we ratify it, we'll send you a letter, but you can also contact us that following Wednesday for further instruction.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All
very
right,
much.
you're quite welcome. Good luck with your project. Thanks for being here, Ms. Washington. All right, I'm going to call the next case. This is calendar number 26-055. Do we have Jeffrey Eisenberg present?
That's my landlord.
Is he here or he's not here?
Sign the thing so that
Okay, perfect. Well, we'll have you come forward. And while you do that, we'll have Ms. Hoser read in the case.
Our next case is calendar number 26-055. This is at 4126 Lorraine Avenue. Jeffrey Eisenberg, owner, wants to change the use of a salon to boutique fitness studio in a G3 local retail business district. The owner appeals for relief from the strict application of the Cleveland codified ordinances as stated in the agenda and the public record, of which there are 3. And with that, I will hand it back. I will hand it to Ms. Roca for the oath.
Thank you, Ms. Holzer. I'm swearing in all who are present for this case. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth and nothing but the truth? Please raise your hand, reply with I do, state your name, spell your name, and give your address.
Okay, I do. And then my name's Gia Rossi, and I live at 2322 Scranton Road, Cleveland, Ohio, 44113.
And how do you spell your name, first and last?
GIASSI.
Thank you. And are you here for this case? No? Okay. Anyone on the call for this case? All right, seeing none, back to you, Madam Chair.
All right, thank you for that. Can we have history of the property, please?
Thank you, Madam Chair. The property was originally zoned general retail until 2014 when it was placed in the local retail business district. In our records administration office, we found that a permit was issued to establish 2 stores and 2 suites in the property, and that was in 1966. There is one variance in 1966, request to convert it to 3 suites and 2 stores, but at the time, only 2 suites and 2 stores were granted in calendar number 66-142. And then in our Acela system, we see in 2016, a permit was issued to establish use as a hair salon. And in July of that year, a certificate of occupancy was issued authorizing the use as a hair salon. In 2017, a permit was issued to erect a sign. And 2023, we see lead safe certificate renewal and issuance of approval and rental registration in April of 2023. And that's all that I have. Thank you.
All right, can we have legal, please?
Madam Chair, members of the board, appellant is requesting a use variance and area variances from the minimum distance requirements of the zoning code. To obtain the use variance, appellant must prove that denying the request will result in an unnecessary hardship particular to the property, such as there will be no economically feasible use of the property without the variance, will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and that granting the variance will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code. To obtain the area variances, appellant must prove that denying the request will create a practical difficulty not generally shared by other land or buildings in the same district, will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and that granting the variances will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code.
All right, thank you for that. Let's now go to the project team. Go ahead and state your name and give your comments.
Okay, so my name is Gia Rossi. Hi, everyone. I am looking to open a fitness studio over at 4126 Lorraine Avenue. It's going to be mat Pilates, yoga, and light strength training. So essentially, it's just going to be transition. It used to be a hair salon, and then it hasn't been operated for the last 2 years. I've been popping up all over in local places doing like fitness things all over Cleveland. So I wanted to open my own space. If you could go to the next slide, I'll have my mission on there, which is basically just to promote physical and mental wellness and create a community gathering space. We have a lot of people, especially in the Ohio City community, that want to kind of entertain their fitness journeys and stuff. And I feel like it's a great space to help out with that. If you could go to the next slide. Okay, so just a little bit about it. So first is that there's no structural changes to it at all. All I did was gloss the floors, and nothing's actually changing about the building, not even a sign outside, just decals in the window. So that would be the first thing to know. The second is that obviously it's a highly walkable neighborhood. Everyone's walking over there. We have True Art. We have all of these restaurants, coffee shops, all of that. So it's kind of just adding to that strip. And then again, I put out over there that it next door to it, which is now Singing Angels, actually used to be a yoga studio, and then they ended up moving, but it's kind of a similar use case right next door. Because I am doing yoga, it's all mat, Pilates, things like that. And then, yeah, I just put that it was previous to the hair salon over there. And then, yeah, so it's positioned right in the heart of kind of that strip of Ohio City. We have Duck Rabbit, Heart of Gold, Juneberry, all of these different, lifestyle establishments over there. And if you go to the next slide, I have, these are some economic benefits. So first thing is obviously the storefront has not been utilized for two years-ish. So kind of just adding to the neighborhood there. The second one is increasing foot traffic over there because we have, especially on the weekends, a lot of people walking by wanting to come and work and take out workout classes. Job creation, I have about 5 instructors working with me, so that's going to create some jobs in the community. And then just directly supporting nearby restaurants and establishments on that road. And then these are just some quotes that I got. So everyone on my strip wrote me letters of support, just saying that they want me there. These are some quotes that I got from their letters. If you go to the next slide, you'll see also some actual sealed letters with their, approvals and everything. These are just some of them. Additionally, I got the city council, Austin Davis. He also wrote me a letter to support it. So did Block Club as well. I also went to that meeting to present, and they also said yes. So those are just some things to be aware of. And then, yeah, there's the letter and the Block Club approval. And then, yeah, so addressing kind of the issues that were presented. First thing to note, there isn't going to be any outdoor activity. There isn't going to be any amplified music outdoors either. It's just going to be in the establishment low music like yoga, Pilates music, nothing crazy. And it's gonna limit, you know, or it has controlled scheduled classes. So my classes start at 6 a.m., so 6 and a 7, and then I have a 5:30 and a 7 p.m. at night. So it should be all done by 8 o'clock the latest. And those, again, no loud noises or anything like that. That would be the first one. The second one was if you forward one more on the sides. Okay, the 500-foot separation. Again, there's no alcohol, no late night activity, no outdoor, no traffic. There's parking along that strip, all paid parking, and on the weekends, there's also parking along the donut shop road that's free. So no noise impacts, and it's health and wellness focused. I'm combining with other, you know, fitness people in the community to kind of bring them into the space. And then it's family and friend environment as well. And there was one about it being like being near another local business. Again, we have Planet Fitness, which is located about 0.8 miles away. That's kind of like a high volume. This is more class based. It's 45-minute workouts. So it'll be a 45-minute Pilates, then a yoga, and then like a break throughout the day. These are more drop-in boutique styles. So yeah, it's not as, you know, big gym style. We don't have any big equipment, things like that, or benches, or like heavy barbells or heavy weights. It's pretty lightweight. And then, yeah, this is my last slide. It's just saying that I feel like it's a win for the community. It's something that has small class sizes, it's managed scheduling, professional staff, all of that stuff. It doesn't, you know, if anything, it adds to the community, it doesn't take away. It's promoting health and wellness, of course. Nothing's changing in the structural design of the space either. And yeah, it just supports the investment on Lorraine Avenue as we continue to grow. So,
All right, thank you. Any comments from the
Yeah.
city?
Good morning. My name is Xavier Bay. I'm standing in for our zoning administrator. We do have a supportive comment from the neighborhood planner, Brittany Pavone. Brittany states that she attended the meeting last week. I believe it was the 11th, the Block Club meeting, where the property for the fitness variance, sorry, I'm reading this off, for this location was proposed. And so basically, it looks like Brittany states that there was discussion around the variance itself. There was a lot of support that was heard at the meeting. Brittany states approximately 30 people listened in and are happy to have this new business come into the neighborhood. Brittany Pavone then states she's supportive. Let's see, the business is impactful and refreshing. And they're also thrilled to see this vacancy filled along Lorraine Avenue. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that. Any questions from the board?
Yes, Madam Chair, I have a few questions.
yes.
So your hours of operation are 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. And is that 7 days a week or?
So to start Monday through Saturday, might add on a Sunday. Weekends are only the morning.
Okay,
So like
you
an
want
8, 9,
7 days a week eventually.
ideally, yeah. Yeah, it would be nice.
And then if you could describe for the board the hardship that you face if your variances are not granted today.
Yeah. It's kind of like I'm putting all of, you know, my own finances, investing in myself into my first business as a business owner. So I feel like it'd be very difficult to take that away from me because I am putting everything that I've ever made or owned into something that I believe in. So probably that.
And this picture here, you're doing pop-ups now. So you already have an existing
Following. Yeah.
business.
Mhm.
You don't have a store.
A space, yeah. So what I do right now is I pop up in other local businesses, coffee shops, thrift stores, just like building a community around wellness. And then I kept getting asked, like, where do we find you? You're just popping up a bunch of places. So that's why I was like, I should open something of my own. That's what this is. Mhm. Yeah.
All right, any other questions from the board? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion, please.
Madam Chair?
Oh, Ms.
You two
Roca?
are on a roll today.
You wanna take
Madam
one?
Chair, based on the testimony you've heard today, I move that we approve calendar number 26-055.
All right, thank you for that, Ms. Roca. Is there a second?
I will second.
Thank you, Ms. Faith. Can we call the vote?
Ms. Holzer,
Yes.
Mr. Madison,
Yes.
Ms. Faith,
Yes.
Ms. Roca,
Yes.
Ms. Wilson.
Yes.
Calendar number 26-055 is granted. This will be ratified next Monday. We'll send you a letter, but you can contact us next Wednesday for further instruction.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, everyone.
Good luck with
Thank
your
you.
project.
Thank you so much.
Uh-huh. We're going to call the last and final case of the day. This is calendar number 26-015, and I can see the appellant approaching the table. I'll have Ms. Holzer read in this case.
Our next case is calendar number 26-015. This is at 4955 Pearl Road. JMN Strategies & Co. LLC proposes to establish a used car sale lot in the local retail business district. The owner appeals for relief from the strict application of the Cleveland Codified Ordinances as stated in the agenda and the public record, of which there are two. This case was the first postponement on this case was made at the request of the councilman to allow time for him to meet with the appellant. It was originally postponed to July, but was rescheduled at the request of the appellant after consulting with the councilman, and was originally postponed from March 16th, 2026. And with that, I will hand it over to Ms. Roca for the oath.
Thank you, Ms. Holzer. I'm swearing in all who are present for this case to swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth. Please raise your hand, state I do, state your name, spell your name, and give your address.
Yes, I do. My name is Mohammed Banna, Mohammed. Last name is Banna, Banna. Address is 6525 Lock Haven Drive, Brook Park, Ohio, 44142.
Thank you. And are you
Yes, my dad.
I'm his dad.
Oh,
Yes.
Dad. Okay. I didn't know if you were an attorney or if you could turn your mic on, please. Okay, go ahead and give your name or state I do, state your name, spell your name, and give your
Yes, I
address.
do. My name is Jamal Albana.
You'll have to speak up, please.
My name is Jamal Albana.
Okay. Please
Uh,
spell that.
Okay, Jamal, Jamal
Okay. Last name
Albanna.
and your address.
13762 Holland Road, Cleveland.
Brook
four-
Park. Brook Park.
Brook Park, sorry, Brook Park, 44140.
And do you swear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
And is there anyone on the call for this case? I see someone's hand raised. Go ahead, sir.
I do. Connor Brentar, CONNORBRENTAR. I'm with Old Brooklyn CDC, 4274 Pearl Road, 44109.
Thank you. And last call for anyone on the call. I do see at least one other person. Does anyone else wish to speak in this matter? Okay, back to you, Madam Chair.
All right, thank you. Can we have history of the property, please?
Thank you, Madam Chair. It was originally zoned general retail in 1929. In 1991, it was changed to local retail business. In our Records Administration Office, we found that in 1960, a 45 by 30 block service garage building was erected. 1962, permits were issued for signage. And there are no variances on file. And then in the more recent history, we see that in 2015, a certificate of disclosure was issued stating that the authorized use of the property is as a service garage. And that's all that I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Can we have legal?
Madam Chair, members of the board, appellant is requesting use variance and an area variance from the landscape strip requirements of the zoning code. To obtain the use variance, appellant must prove that denying the request will result in an unnecessary hardship particular to the property, such that there will be no economically feasible use of the property without the variance, will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and that granting the variance will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code. To obtain the area variance, appellant must prove that denying the request will create a practical difficulty not generally shared by other land or buildings in the same district, will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and that granting the variance will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code.
All right, thank you for that. I'll now go to the project team. Who would like to speak first?
I will.
Okay, say your name and give your comments.
Hi, my name is Mohammed Bana. So I'm here to talk about the property at 4955 Pearl Road. We came here a couple months ago. We had the meeting and we postponed it. I did talk to the councilman, Mr. Chris Harsh. We did talk about it, and we are on the same view of the property. We say, you know, he had a couple issues, and we guaranteed, and we talked to him, and he's on our same side of the property. This property right now, we're requesting for no change of use. Previously, it was used as a car lot. After the meeting we had last time, I talked to the previous property owner, and she dug through her property. She actually did find an occupancy permit that was issued for the property that she found for the property owner. So in 2011, the property was issued an occupancy permit for car sales at the location right now. So we are requesting, we're not changing nothing. We're the same. We're not building nothing. We're not changing no type of use for this property that's been there. Pretty much, we've been in the area for a long time. We're pretty friends. We're pretty close with all our neighbors, next door neighbors. We have no issues. We've been in the neighborhood for a long time, for 10 years. We're all about bettering the city that we're in. You know, Old Brooklyn's on the rise. We want that. We want to rise with the city. You know, and we're not new to the business that we're in, so it's not something that we're just starting from scratch. We've been in this business for a long time. We've been in Old Brooklyn before, you know, and this is why we're here.
Thank you. I'll now go to you, Mr. Jamal. Do you want to give comments?
Yes. Really, we was there a long time in that area. We try to make the area, you know, like I'm saying, we work with the city, making the areas good. And we got a lot of land to make like a flower and like in a place down there, you know, like paint the you know, the building, this and that, to make that, you know, make the street better. For we know we like to see the area down there more better. You know what I'm saying? That's what I could say.
Okay. All right. Thank you for those comments. I'll now go to you, Mr. Brentar. Do you want to chime in?
Yes, thank you, through the chair. I would say one thing, and I don't know if there are any more slides to this presentation, but I do remember last time during the original hearing, there were some concerns about the landscaping and the interaction between the parking lot and the sidewalk. And I'm not seeing that reflected here. So I think that's one of the things that we were not so interested in terms of, you know, needing that in order to kind of voice our support for the project. So at this time, I would say that we are still in opposition, as long as we, you know, don't have more information about any of the changes that were talked about last time.
All right. Thank you for those comments. Do you wish to respond to anything?
Yes, I do. So last meeting, a couple of weeks ago, we saw Mr. Chris Harris. We were talking about that. You see where it says existing sidewalk?
Yes.
So the whole business is on. The whole business is next door, and all of us. That's a 6 feet sidewalk right there. And we were talking to Mr. Chris Harsh, and all the businesses have their the landscaping on part of that sidewalk right there. So we were opened up. We talked to Mr. Chris Harsh. We were telling him we're opening up of doing the same thing, just continuing the landscape of that street, because next door their grass is on that landscape, on the sidewalk right there, on that 6 feet sidewalk, and we're just gonna continue the whole strip just how it is right now. So we're not, like, the whole street has the landscape there on us. We're just gonna continue what they have because me and Mr. Chris Harsh were talking about it. It's too big for, he was like, you're right, he was like 6 feet, it's too big. I mean, there's no need for a 6 feet sidewalk. And that's how our neighbors too, they had the same thing. They took like 2 feet from the sidewalk and they did landscaping. We are for it and we are gonna do it. Once we approve, we are gonna continue the landscaping of that sidewalk to continue the whole strip of how that whole street is.
Okay. All right, that's noted.
Madam Chair, just on that, that's not on your plans though. So are you gonna send us?
Yes, we are gonna send you new plans on this. We are gonna send you updated plans.
Okay. Any other questions from the board?
Hours of operation, please.
Hours of operation are gonna be Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturdays, we open on the mornings from 9 to 1, and then Sundays on call. If we get a customer who wants to see a car, we do, but Sundays we are closed, but on call. Saturdays, we're only open for 4 hours, and not every Saturday we're gonna be open, depending if we have any appointments or.
Thank you. Madam Chair, through you to Mr. Bay. This is an intersection that where Fulton dead ends into Pearl here. Is this a high crash zone?
Good morning. This is Xavier Bay standing in for the zoning administrator. I don't have the information on hand, but I can attempt to look it up here within the next few moments.
Thank you.
All right, any other questions from the board?
Madam Chair, sorry, I have one more question. If you could describe for the board the hardship that you'd face today if your variances are not granted.
Yes, it's actually a really big hardship because the property that we purchased from the previous owner, it was like when we bought it, it was a running automotive dealership. We bought it as is, and then she like for years and years we were up and down the street. Like I said, we worked in the previous, it's always been a dealership. So we're not we're here and we're not asking for any change of use because if you see the structure, the building of it, it's built for a car lot, like it's been used for a car lot. And then the previous owner, she dug up she went through her storage and found an occupancy permit that was approved for that building, that there was a previous car lot there. So all we're here is for really is asking for a change, pretty much just so we can have occupancy permit in that location for us. We're not changing nothing that hasn't been in that property before us.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm clear. So for variance number 2, you were asking for a variance for the landscaping strip, but now you've confirmed you're going to put in landscaping.
Yes, we will continue landscaping on the sidewalk because it's a 6 feet sidewalk, and our next door neighbors and all of like the whole strip, they have the landscaping on that part of that sidewalk right there on that 6 feet sidewalk.
So are you saying that you will comply with the code? You will not need a variance for the landscaping?
Yes, like I said, we're here.
He's saying that because it's only 2 feet that he's able
That's what I'm
to
trying
install.
to clarify.
So we will still need to vote on that particular variance, even though there will be some landscaping, it's not as thick as it's required. Madam Secretary.
Right, and it sounds as though he's doing it in the public right of way and not in his property. It needs to be from the back of the sidewalk into your property. Sounds like you're going to be in the sidewalk, so you'd be doing it in the public right of way.
So right now, like our neighbors on that properties, they have the landscaping is all on the part of the sidewalk. The whole street is part of us. We're just gonna continue so it looks all one. Yeah.
Closest to the street or closest to your business? Because, but if you look at your property, it's a very wide sidewalk. I think it was the tree lawn plus a sidewalk smushed together.
How you doing?
So are you saying your landscaping strip is gonna go closest to the street?
Yeah, closer to the street because we talked to Mr. Harsh and we've seen that the 6 feet side with the existing sidewalk. We were talking about like our neighbors right there. Like we were saying, we don't need a 6 feet sidewalk on that property right there. We are willing to continue the grass on the part of that sidewalk right there.
Okay, well, let's get you sworn in. So do you swear or affirm to tell the truth and nothing but the truth? Please state your name, spell your name, give your address, and state I do.
Yes, I do. Chris Harsh, KRISHARSH 601 Lakeside. I do.
Okay, and we are discussing the landscape strip. If you would like to chime in on that, it seems as though the appellant has had a conversation with you about it and you just turned off your mic.
Yeah, Madam Chair, through the chair. We did have a conversation about this. It has historically been used for auto use, so I am somewhat open to that use again. We had a conversation about basically tearing up some of the sidewalk, and I think the gentleman said it was 16-foot sidewalk. Totally unnecessary to have a 16-foot sidewalk right there. And if they would be, and the city would agree to allow some of that to be removed, it would give them more access to create that, what do you call it? Not buffer zone.
The landscape.
The landscaping strip, which would beautify the street and make it look very nice, and retain more of their interior access on that parking lot. One of the conversation we had was that if you create the landscape strip just interior to the parking lot, it sort of eats up a lot of their space, which they're also going to have a problem with on the east side, where they have to do something with the neighbors to the east on Wetzel. So if they could use some of that, yeah. So if they can push out the landscaping strip onto the sidewalk, that gives them more interior space to use, because we also have to consider the landscaping or whatever on the east side where that existing house is. Correct. Whoever is doing that mouse motion, yes. So I agree that this was a good solution, because it would make the street look nicer if they did the landscaping out there, put some green stuff out there to make it look a little bit nicer there. Where we're sort of in the de-concrete mode right now, we're trying to put a little more green stuff out in the right of way. So I agree to that. I think that's a good compromise. If the city would agree, that's obviously your call, Madam Chair, and members of the board. If you want to allow them to put some of that landscaping strip on the sidewalk.
Okay, all right. Well, thanks for being here.
And I
Councilman.
apologize for being late, everybody.
Oh,
I've
no
had
worries,
a
please.
morning.
No worries. I guess my question is for the city, is there any process they need to follow to put their landscaping in the public right of way?
Good morning. Yep, my name is Xavier Bay. I'm standing in for our zoning administrator this morning. That's correct. First, I'll start off with if the applicant is not proposing the 4-foot required landscaping strip on their property, they still will require the variance. But we can definitely assist in connecting the applicants to the Division of Sidewalks and the necessary parties to make sure that they do get the right kind of permitting, because there are some right-of-way encroachment permitting requirements that's required for that kind of proposal. I'll go ahead and also just chime in for Brittany Pavone, the neighborhood planner. Her comments are similar to the last hearing. No opposition to the proposed use of the property, but it would be beneficial to see some type of aesthetic improvement along the frontage strip. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Thank you for that, Mr. Bay. So you've heard his comments. You will be referred to a separate department that you will need permitting to complete that landscaping that you intend to do.
Yes, we
Okay.
will for that.
All right. So with that being said, are there any other questions from the board? All right.
Mr. Bay was able to get the answer to the crash zone information?
Good morning, Xavier Bay again. Sorry, I did not locate that information.
Okay, great. Thanks.
All right, Madam Secretary.
Madam Chair, I do have one question. I'm not seeing, is there a fence proposed between the parking and the sidewalk at this time? Or was it bollards? I can't remember.
No, right now we're not proposing a fence.
So, Madam Chair, it might be something that we may want to consider in case he does not actually achieve the right-of-way permit. The Board of Zoning Appeals has no authority to approve a right-of-way permit. So if for some reason he does not achieve that landscaping in the public right-of-way, then we are stuck with no transit, nothing between, no barrier between the parking and the sidewalk. As it's shown, there's not even bumper guards on the site plan.
Mm-hmm.
So we may want to consider requesting a fence, an ornamental fence, or a bumper guards, or both.
And I mean, I suppose if the landscaping is placed, then they're fine. So do we make that conditional on if they're unable to get that right of way, that permit to add landscaping in the right of way? Or do we want that regardless of whether they can build in the right of way?
I think ideally it would be regardless, but again, it is up to the board if they think that we could do either or. I don't know how long the public right-of-way permits take, and I don't know how often they're approved, and it's just, I think maybe us having a fence in there would improve the look of it as well as give us a barrier there.
Okay. Any other thoughts or comments from the board on that?
Madam Chair, I would completely concur with Ms. Kukla. It bothers me that they're trying to move their landscape strip into the right of way and not keeping it on their own property. So the council, Mr. Harsh, is willing to let them encroach into the right of way with proper permitting, but we have no assurance that that's going to happen. So I think ornamental fencing on their property, since that we're talking about their property and not the public property. I think ornamental fencing on their property is absolutely crucial across the frontage. And given the fact that their neighbor to the north seems to be non-conforming with zoning, I think it would behoove them to put fencing along that that property line as well, so that they clearly differentiate themselves from their neighbor who is not terribly compliant based on photographs that I've seen. And I think to the issue of tire bumpers, particularly on that front row of parking, I think that's crucial as well, so that the cars do not encroach into the sidewalk. Given the fact that we see a lot of used car lots park their cars on the sidewalk and across the entrance apron, I think they need to take precautions so that they fall within the zoning regulations.
All right. Any other thoughts or comments from other board members on that?
Madam Chair, looks like.
May I ask a question, Madam Chair?
Please.
Is it okay if I go to the map to ask my question?
Uh-huh.
Should I take this with me? Is that this travel?
Could be heard.
Oh, wow, this is fun. Okay, I'm sorry to members online, but I just want to make sure I understand if we're on the same page here. So the sidewalk is this long rectangle, and this is their property line.
Uh-huh.
If they were to receive permission from the city for encroachment, they could move a green space out here. And what I believe Board Member Faith is saying is that the fencing for the property line itself would still cut into the property line itself, so that the green buffer would be on the outside of the fence. The ornamental fence would be on their property firmly, but that would still achieve both green space addition and keeping that fence line for their property. Is that what I'm
Yes.
understanding?
Yes.
Right.
And then through the chair, would the issue then be whether or not the variance is conditional upon achieving the encroachment rights? Because without the encroachment rights, they can't do that.
Correct. So we have to grant we don't have to grant the variance. Our decision is whether we grant the variance today. And it's separate from the landscaping strip, because what's required is that the landscaping strip is on their property. And because it's not on their property, they still need the variance. And so what the board member is proposing here is that we require a fence, because the fence will sort of be installed regardless of whether they get that permit to install the landscaping.
That makes sense. I get it. Thank
Okay.
you, Madam Chair.
Of course. Any other questions or comments from other board members?
And Madam Chair, if I could follow up to Councilman
Sure.
Hart. In the event that you're not able to remove any of the concrete and aren't permitted to do that, to use an actual landscape strip, if you have the fence, then the backup plan could possibly be using large planters in front of the fence to offer some landscaping in lieu of a planting bed and would still protect the fence. My concern is, we have no traffic data to support the fact, but because of the intersection that this is with Fulton and Pearl, if memory serves me, this is a high crash area. And I would hate to see vehicles going, off the roadway and into their parking, their used car lot. So, hence the desire for fencing and some sort of landscape strip to buffer them from any traffic mishap, in addition to differentiating their parcel from the neighbor to the north and also giving the street some beautification. That's sort of the idea here.
All right, thank you for that, Ms. Faith. Any other comments or questions?
I think, through you, Madam Chair, to the appellant, I just want to confirm that you're willing to do that and that you will be able to put in a fence.
Yes, we're willing to put a fence in there.
Okay.
And we're like Elizabeth seen when she asked me for that paper, I'm one of those people that I'm on it, you know what I'm saying? So no, we will put a fence, and like Mr. Harsh said, that greenery to Old Brooklyn will look nice too. It will, the greenery scene to the city will look nice. So.
And it will be an ornamental fence, not a chain link fence.
Yes.
All right. That's all I.
Any other
So,
questions?
Again, Madam Chair, to the appellant, we would need drawings that would show the fencing and a cut sheet that shows the type of fencing and what your plans are for that landscaping bed or planters or something of that nature.
Understood?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Any other questions or comments from the board?
Madam Chair, just as we're thinking through fencing, is there a situation, and just want to make sure the appellant is clear on the code around fencing, because I'm curious, I would hate for him to put something together and then ultimately have to wind back in front of this board because of the fence that's being proposed, requiring a variance.
I think that's a great point.
Height. I guess
Yeah.
this would be a
In
question.
terms
to
of
Mr. Bay.
fence requirements, who should we direct them to?
I think maybe Mr. Bay might have a better.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, this is Xavier Bay, standing in for our zoning administrator. We can definitely work with the applicant after this meeting to make sure that what they're proposing is aligning to the zoning code. We'll have to see a proposed plan to, match it to the code to see if it'll actually fit. But generally speaking, you can go up to about 4 feet in height if your fence is 50% to 75% open. And so what that actually looks like in reality is like your typical ornamental kind of wrought iron fence, as your stakes are typically spaced out in an orientation that allows 50% to 75% openness.
Okay, so what we'll do is have you connect with Mr. Bay, and he can direct you to the department that will review your plans for the fence. And once you are clear that that is what you're going to build, you can submit your updated plans to the board, and we'll go ahead and move forward with your project. Any other questions or comments from the board? All right, hearing none, I will entertain a motion, please.
Madam Chair, given the discussion and the testimony we've heard today, with regard to conditions, excuse me, I move approval of calendar number 26-015.
All right, thank you for that, Ms. Faith. Do we have a second?
Board Member Roca, I second.
Thank you, Ms. Roca. Can we call the vote?
Madam Chair, for clarification, we're asking for a new site plan showing an ornamental fence and a hypothetical proposed landscaping area. And we will hold ratification until we receive that. All right.
Ms. Kukla, and tire bumpers for the first row, please.
Thank you. Okay. Mr. Madison,
Yes.
Ms. Holzer,
Yes.
Ms. Roca,
Yes.
Ms. Faith,
Yes.
Ms. Wilson.
Yes.
Kevin, number 26-015 is granted conditionally pending that updated site plan. But once we receive it, we'll ratify it that following Monday and send you a letter. You can also contact us for further instruction.
I appreciate it. Thank you,
All
guys.
right. Good luck with your project.
We'll make sure that
Thank
you guys.
Will,
can talk to them
sure.
about the sidewalk thing and we'll
Thank you
announce
for
it.
everybody.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
Good point about Bolton, though, and right there. So beautifying your street will attract a lot of people to come to that
Thank you,
intersection.
Mr.
That's right. All right, we're now going to move to old business. And we have two cases that are up for ratification. Is there any objection to ratifying these two cases?
No objection.
No
Objection.
objection.
All right, those will both be ratified without objection. We have one case up for affirmation. This is calendar number 25-175, where the appellant needs additional time due to not being able to acquire permits. Is there any objection to allowing more time?
No objection.
All right. Perfect. That will be affirmed without objection. And that concludes our old business. It is now 11:14 and I will adjourn. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.